That's locked down. That is not going anywhere, this body.
Yep.
That is fantastic. So remove the body, put that up, and away we come. Slide it back. There we go. We are off. The other thing you'll notice is inside the body, all the reinforcements.
That's really clever.
A skeleton, if you will, of reinforcements. And yeah, so when it rolls upside down, all 10 kilos of it, you will not damaging, well, superficially damaging the body, but you're not all smashing it and cracking it and stuff like that.
Because we've had it upside down before.
We had it a few times upside down, and we had it upside down in a skate park. We had it upside down in many different places, and makes the body extremely tough.
Yeah,
extremely tough.
Also protects the car itself, because once it lands on the roof, if the body fails, then you end up doing some damage.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, like the internal skeleton's actually locked between these shock towers.
The shock towers.
Yeah, so it's got this expansive across here.
Now let's undo the cable ties if we can.
Yes,
and get this
cable ties.
Oh,
there we
look
go.
at that.
Look at that.
That is never going back in the box again, boys.
Look at that.
So this is Bradley's going to take this home for the weekend.
That's right. I think I'm going to ride it.
He's going to ride home.
Hey, I think I'm going to ride it. It is
there we go.
Look at that.
So
you thought it was big before, but once you've got the suspension or a full group,
look at the ground clearance
down
here.
That's impressive.
So much.
You put your head under there.
That is massive. This wheel's about the size of my head. It is fantastic.
That's right.
8S rated tyres. They all souped up. They've got these really strong shock towers, obviously, which act as a handle when the body's off.
Yep.
And in the media blurb, it's also they designed it so you could work on it like a car stand, if you will.
Oh, so you flip it upside down. Oh, it's
upside
solid,
down
isn't
to work on it. Yeah, that's right. So you can work on it and
Yep.
make sure it's not going to go anywhere. It's also got a 3-piece, I can't even fit it on camera, modular chassis. So the rear bolts, the front bolts, and obviously the center. Yeah.
Yep.
So you got your 3 pieces there. And it's all designed in such a way so it doesn't flex and munch up your gears and your drivetrain front to rear.
You can see all the fiberglass in the in all this
in the
plastic too.
Yeah, it's not just ABS plastic, is it? It is definitely.
The material
you've got the composite materials here, making it really stiff.
Ultra strong. Yeah, even though we call it plastic, it's a very reinforced plastic.
Yeah.
And as I was saying before, we took this to skate parks, and you'll be surprised that it's landing directly on the front arms, and it's still in one piece.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a tough car.
And we'll flip it back over.
Yes.
We'll have a look at these massive aluminium anodized shock absorbers, if we can. Might be better to look overhead.
They look big enough to put on a bicycle, don't they?
They do. They honestly do. Massive. They probably hold, I don't know the exact figures, but they look like they'd hold probably 100 mil of shock fluid each.
That's huge, yeah.
And they've done that to obviously dissipate all the heat from all the energy that's going through the car and through the suspension, because that's what that's doing. It's absorbing.
So much weight when you land at high speed on this one, and you can tune them to actually really prevent bottoming, really. So depending where you're
factory
driving.
fitted wheelie bar. If we can see that.
Definitely.
To save it going straight on the lid. Oh yeah.
This has got so much torque.
So much torque and power. Obviously brushless. It's got twin fans on top of the motor. Which camera are we on?
Let me put this one up here.
Are we on?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
On this one?
Yep.
So we've got twin cooling fans on top of the motor.
Yep.
It's all waterproof. Got all waterproof electrics.
Yep.
We've got the receiver and the servo. Massive servo on this thing, as you can imagine. You need big grunt to.
Big chunky servo.
It's a big chunky one. They sell like a optional fitting bracket if you want to put a normal size in it.
So the servo sits in here.
Yep.
And so there's a little bracket to fit a standard size servo.
Yeah.
What comes with it is very special.
And really clever battery mounting system as well.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that. Just the way that it's so effortless. It's really quick release, and then when you push it all together, it's really solid.
It's very secured.
Yeah.
Very, very secured.
It clamps it in.
We're going to go through the process of powering this bad boy up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would say so. So
well, where's the radio gone? So this
so radio is important.
Which camera are we on here?
The front camera.
Yep.
So this is the Traxxas radio, TQI I believe they call it.
Yep.
Which is fully interfaceable with a Bluetooth module that you can get on the back, and that marries up to your modern smartphone, I suppose.
Definitely.
Whether it's Apple or Android, and you've really got full access to the telemetry and all the adjustments through your phone.
This radio is actually really powerful.
Really powerful.
It does feel really good actually. The feel on the wheel and on the trigger is really good. And the 2 red buttons you see on top, they actually enable you to program the radio in full. So if you follow the instructions,
Yep.
it's quite can be tedious, but it's actually really powerful. So if you don't have the Bluetooth module, you can do the full tuning, like endpoints and reverse the steering and all these kind of things with these little buttons. But if you put a Bluetooth module on, then everything becomes a lot easier.
Yep.
Fantastic. So I've just slipped 4 AA's in there,
Yep.
and the green light is on, ready to
So
go.
how do you turn it on?
Well, we need to get some batteries in the car.
So you've got a little on button at the back
Switch
here.
there. Yep.
That's a little switch here. Yeah, that's a little
Yep. Just on the base.
Yeah, on and
Yep.
off. And now it's time for batteries.
What are we going to use to power this bad boy up? 9 steps, of course.
Yes.
We've got 2 4S 6500 milliamp batteries to go in there.
Yep. So little bricks.
They are just about the size of house bricks, aren't they?
That's right.
So
So it's pretty decent. I mean, 6500 is going to give it plenty of power to drive around for a while.
now you'll notice in here as well, if we can see overhead, that we've got a bit of tuning adjustment.
Yep.
I suppose if you want to call that, which comes with foam blocks in the instruction packet.
Oh yeah. So just inside the packet here. So you got some accessory bits and pieces. So there's the foam here with
Foam
the
blocks.
double-sided tape on it. So you can use that for spacing out the battery.
Yeah, spacing out the battery, because you can fit a wide range. You can fit 3S, 4S, different capacities, soft case, hard case. They've really done a
That's
good job to make it safe and secure, because you don't want them rattling around.
Yep.
While I've got this packet in hand, you'll also see here we've got a optional high-speed spur gear, and that comes in the packet. So this thing with this spur gear is capable then of over 50 miles an hour or over 80 k's.
Wow.
The 4S, which
Super
is
quick.
fantastic out of the box. We've also got a wheel wrench, plastic wheel wrench, and a few assorted Allen keys,
Yep.
as well
Very
as
helpful.
a sticker sheet and full instructions.
Make sure you read the instructions. It's very important points on looking after the car, specifically temperature. So when you put your high-speed gear, you need to be mindful of temperature of your motor and speed controllers, as it will car will get a lot hotter. So if you do speed runs every couple of minutes, do stop and check the temperatures within range. But is everything explained well in the instructions?
Fantastic.
Batteries are in.
Batteries are going in as we speak.
Yeah, I like the way it clamps as you're pushing it in.
It
It's
does.
really tight.
It is.
Clamps it all in. That way when you're flipping it and run it around,
Yep.
it's not going to cause massive issues with these, because they're such high power batteries these days. You really don't want to have
So
any
battery's
dramas.
on, the radio's on, you plug in the batteries in,
Plugging the batteries out, it's all new, so it's
it's stiff.
very tight.
It's important it's going to be very tight, because with all this jumping and shaking, you don't
Yeah,
want
you
the
don't wanna
car, the
come
battery
loose.
to come undone. So everything needs to be quite tight.
Okay,
Fantastic.
so we're all plugged in. So it's got the 2 plugs that are coming out of the speed controller.
Absolutely.
So obviously we run parallel batteries.
Yep.
No,
Sure.
series.
That's in
batteries.
series.
Yeah.
So we
Yep.
turned 2 4S's into one giant big 8S.
And that's
How good is
Haven't
that?
we? So we've got the radio on, and it's as simple as,
You want me to stand here?
Powering
I'm
it
so
up.
scared.
are you?
Yeah.
Are you really? Or not really?
What?
Scared.
Well, I'm always scared with this thing because it's got lots of power.
It does, doesn't
I
it?
mean, I've had a bit of experience with this thing, and
Really?
every time I see it, it always gives me a bit of a jolt. Because this has got serious power.
Serious power.
Serious.
Or
so
not.
this-
I can't get it to plug on. These are the joys of live TV, isn't it?
Come on,
Absolutely.
you need
Hey?
brute strength, mate.
Need brute strength for this.
so we've been playing with these cars at the velodrome.
Oh yes,
So this was going around at the velodrome at some crazy speeds.
it's really surprising, right? Because
There
you
we
can
go.
see how big it is here.
Did you
And
hear the pop?
Heard the crack.
Crack, the crack of power.
When the car pops, that means the power is in and
Yeah.
it's game on.
That's
so
the-
BJ's in danger.
That's the capacitors charging up. So BJ,
Hang on.
look out.
Is he on?
He's on and alive.
All right,
Alright,
so
you
you've
gotta
got-
hold on to that because let me
have
do
a
this.
bit of a kick.
It's alive.
Alright.
Live. And do some.
I think that's enough.
Alright,
It's
enough?
gonna flip
You done
me
your
over.
workout?
It's gonna flip me over,
Alright.
I think. How's the
So-
servo go? Look at that. That is massive.
Absolutely.
And huge steering angle as well, so it's quite manoeuvrable and agile.
Very agile.
It is really, for such a big unit, it is really,
surprisingly
really cool,
agile.
hey?
One of the surprising things is, particularly when we talk to the velodrome, that driving on a velodrome, normally for other cars, you need to set it up to a particular point where it's controllable.
Right.
And this thing, we just threw it out there, and we just drove it.
It was a bit of a handful, admittedly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a handful, but everything's a handful out there.
But
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
it handled the infield like no other car there.
Oh, the infield.
Hey?
Oh, no other car
It
could.
didn't matter
Absolutely.
whether it was on track, off track, whatever. It was fantastic.
That's right.
Hey? It just nose through it.
The best part of this car, is actually really agile. So you can go really hard on it and go on 2 wheels, and you can actually keep it on 2 wheels for quite a certain time.
Yeah, you get it
and
to
it's
the balance
actually
point,
reasonably
don't you?
controllable, which is surprising.
It is fantastic.
And-
Get it right up on the balance point.
And it responds really well to controls actually. So it's quite, I thought it was going to be really heavy and slowish, but it's actually really impressive. So in the skate park, it responds really well too.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
you
what
can
I-
control the jumps and all that.
What I was going to do was take one of these
Wheels
big
off.
wheels off, or one
because
of
that's
our
huge.
new 9 steps wheel wrenches that
Yep.
we've got here. 17mm wheel wrench.
Got a comment for you guys in the meantime.
Yes.
From Tony.
Yep.
How about taking this thing outside for a run down Flinders Street?
Everyone says the Flinders Street thing.
Yeah, I
That's-
don't know.
So the thing is,
There's something that's going to have to happen one day.
now you don't know about there's some really massive security cameras out there outside the station. So the police and the PSOs will be honest
Within
in
60
no time.
seconds.
And the grey pursuit
Vehicle?
vans with the guys with the
Absolutely.
submachine guns are going to come out really quick.
Critical
So
response units, isn't it?
So look
I
at the
think-
wheel. Yeah.
I don't think we'll be doing it in a hurry, but
No.
Yeah.
you never know. We might do it if someone's really dared to.
If we do it, it will be the day we close down, isn't it? The day before we
No,
we
no,
close
just
down,
Seen
we
them put paddle ties on these and go across bodies of water. So
Absolutely.
maybe we should
Yes.
try and have an across the Yarra Charon
Or maybe
challenge. Or maybe not. Maybe not.
So look
So-
at the wheels.
Look at the size of the wheel.
It's like as big as a hand.
Now, which camera are we going to use?
Let's
Can
go
we design? Can we
up
get
here.
there?
Let's go up here.
Right, let's see if we
Okay.
get. Yeah, well,
don't know if
chunkiness.
we
That
can-
is an idea of the hand. It's probably a bit out of focus. It's a bit close to the
Put it
lens.
down. Put it down. I think it's sufficient.
Oh, there we
to
go,
see.
there we go.
There we go. That's perfect.
There's a
Yeah,
pretty massive hub there.
So that's a big hub here.
you can see how well constructed and how beefy it is.
Got some huge bearings.
Well, I guess it needs to be, doesn't it? Because it's doing that 80 to 100 k's.
That's right.
Absolutely. And it's heavy. 10 kilos. It's huge
It's a
amount of
big
force in
truck.
it, isn't it?
So imagine going at full noise and then putting it full lock steering.
So let's put his wheel back on. It's getting heavy there. I think.
Starting to struggle in mine.
Need
No,
to
it
do
is
some.
really cool fun, these things. Imagine opening this on Christmas morning. This would have been crazy when you're a kid.
Oh, you're faint.
Hey? Oh, for
I
sure.
think by the time you wake up,
But
parents would have had it all charged up and ready to go.
Lost the wheel nut. So wheel nuts are green. So they have different colors. So there's a red. I can't do this. There's a red and a blue. They were, I think, the originals. And then it's doing the green. And now the rock and roll. There's the orange X, the red X. Quite a few different body scheme. And also the shocks and the wheel nuts and a few other accessories are
Colour
green.
coordinated, isn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely.
Now we're going to compare it to a Hoss.
Yes.
Yep.
Did we
So-
have a Hoss?
Just to even show the size. This is a more traditional
10 scale.
10
It
scale
really looks like a
Traxxas
baby,
car,
doesn't it?
which is for those familiar with Traxxas, like a Stampede, like a Rustler. That's
It's
you know,
still
the
not
normal.
small by any means, is it?
They're not small.
No,
It
no.
looks
But
really
it's still
tiny.
pretty decent.
You could nearly fit it under the body shell.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
So just to show the difference in scale and
Yeah.
size and build, it's
It is absolutely,
huge.
you can't even, no. It is
It's a beast, isn't it, this thing?
absolute
Absolutely.
beast and monster of a car.
That's right.
See
So,
the manual pack here, there's a couple of big chunky bits in there as well. Are they for batteries or something?
Yeah, that's for different configuration batteries.
Oh, right.
If you're putting 3S in there, soft
Yep.
packs, yeah, so you
Yeah,
can
so that
space
makes
it
up
out.
the room of where an extra
Yeah.
cell
That's
would have
right.
been.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
In addition to this car, I mean, a lot of people ask, what do I need to get it going?
Yes.
So
that's right.
maybe we'll get it off the table for a minute. Do you think
Yes.
we've looked at the car enough?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, so we've got the two batteries here.
We've got
Yep.
the 2 batteries
And so
and we've
you've
got
a charger,
a 2-channel charger.
and then there were the 4 batteries that went in the transmitter.
There's 4 batteries that went in the transmitter.
Yep.
So this is a 2-channel charger,
Yep.
240 volt, and that refers to 2 channels as you can charge 2 batteries simultaneously.
Well, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, so when you've got
Because
something like
otherwise-
this,
Yep.
where it runs constantly on 2 batteries at once,
Yep.
it really makes it quite effective. You can charge them both in the same time.
Yep.
Obviously, that you can charge one.
Yep.
So you got more play time.
Yep.
Yeah, more fun time. You
So
know what I mean?
theoretically, if you wanted to charge it up and they're totally flat, you should be able to charge them up within 1 hour.
Yeah, absolutely. So you should be able to run it,
Yep.
let it cool down,
Yep.
charge it, and then go play again, sort of all in an hour and a
Right.
half.
Yep.
Which is really good as opposed to having a single charge unit. Yeah, and this is a full, obviously LiPo capable 2 by 100 watts.
Yep.
So
It's plenty of
upwards
power,
of
isn't it?
8-10 amps per battery.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. Full balance. Obviously dual balance ports there on the front of the charge. If we put on
here we go.
there we go. So we've got two of the balance ports,
Yep.
One for
left
each
and right,
channel.
one for each channel. So you got your big thick gauge ports for the main current, then you got your small balance port down here to keep all the cells aligned
right.
and in balance and keep your batteries in good condition.
I guess the good thing about it is it's AC and DC, right? So if
That's
you're going
right.
off somewhere,
That's
so
right.
you, at
That's right.
home, you charge it with your wall charger.
You just plug it into the
Yep.
wall, and then if you're going out somewhere to the park, whatever, you can plug it onto your you
Car
can
battery.
plug it onto your car battery, your
Yep.
accessories, 12
What's
volts,
that, XT60?
XT60 plug, yeah,
Yep.
with like jumper cables onto your battery,
Yep,
and you've got your 240 volt socket here.
Yep.
So
It's cool.
that's a really cool thing. That and a couple of charge leads, obviously to work with the Traxxas proprietary plugs,
Yes.
which is unique and special to pretty much all Traxxas
cars,
vehicles,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yep.
So they've done that to keep them safe and secure in that.
Yep.
They are available. They're prevalent in the marketplace, so they're available aftermarket now.
Now,
Traxxas style connectors.
one thing to say is that Traxxas has released the Traxxas ID a
Yes.
couple of years back.
Yep.
It's something important that obviously Traxxas ID is a very smart kind of technology where you don't need to use your balance
No.
charge,
That
but
was
you need to use a
built in.
proprietary Traxxas
Plug.
charger.
Yep.
So this is important to establish. If you have a Traxxas charger, you can use the Traxxas ID.
Yes.
If not, you can still run the Traxxas car
Yep.
with a traditional,
Yeah.
let's call it old school or traditional
Yeah.
Traxxas plug.
Traditional.
So
Yeah.
there's no limitations. You just need to pick your charger according to the battery that you
Yeah,
have.
yeah, and yeah, exactly. So as long as you've got different plugs for your charger, this
right.
chargeable charge just about anything
That's
that
right.
you've got in your RC, cars or planes
Absolutely.
for that matter. Yeah, so that's about it, guys.
That's it, really. So, what do we think? I think Tony is actually suggesting that we could do a live stream outside and could probably.
We were thinking about that this
Yeah.
morning because it was a very special situation, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's quite
could've-
entertaining outside in Flinders Street here today.
Yes.
There's an interesting crowd, and we thought we could do a live out there.
We could have
Yes.
towed them away with the
Absolutely.
X-maxx.
It
Absolutely.
was a possibility.
So,
Absolutely.
So maybe in the future we'll think about that again. That'll be interesting actually.
I
That'll
think
be
so. With
an on location live stream, which is just outside the front door.
absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or Federation Square.
Yes.
It'll be even more
That's
popular.
right. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'll leave you with it.
All right.
Brilliant.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
bringing
much. No worries
Thank
at
you,
all.
Brett. And enjoy your X-maxx this weekend.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Right.
Very good. So that was good.
Yeah. Right.
The X-maxx has been a surprise for me. I tried one and I really liked it actually. Normally I don't, play too much with these big cars, and it's always good fun to have a big speed run, and then after that you've done it twice, you put it away. But this is really fun.
I guess it's always the case when you've been in the industry for a long time.
That's
And
right.
you see all these different things come about, and then suddenly this really extreme thing comes out, and you think, "Oh, really?" But when you actually try it, it's really it's refreshing because it's scary but manageable at the same time.
It's so controllable and
Yes.
so responsive that it's really good fun. I tried some fifth scale cars and they're not as responsive. So even though you have power, there's always a big delay from when you go on the gas and
Yes.
when you get a speed and when you go on the brakes, when it's actually stopping. There's always like that doesn't feel like in control. With this one is instant power and the instant brakes
once
and
you
the
feel
turning.
it,
Yeah,
it feels like you can drive it absolutely anywhere, right?
correct.
Yeah, on road, off road,
Off-road.
you got the same confidence everywhere.
It was really good fun around the velodrome. It was pushing a little bit high on the banking,
Yes,
but
apart
beside
from
that
that-
was actually very stable and very solid.
yes. You just had to drive it on the throttle.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I got it
And
around.
there were a few guys running some of these X-maxxes fully kit up, and
Yes.
they were really quick. They were way above the 50 miles an hour, I'm sure.
Yes.
And different suspensions, so you can actually set it up to fly really in any condition. So.
Well, they really do fly when you got them on a skate park.
Yeah, they do fly.
Move.
So just to say, that car went on a skate park all the way up.
Yep.
And then also on the way straight down. And I thought it was going to be game over, really. But the way they built, that's not the case, really. The way the front bumper is built. Where's the car, actually? It's gone. I see it. I think we should actually show that, as I think, because...
It's spring type.
This
mechanism in it, hasn't it?
Let's see. Let's jump quickly here, actually, because it's got
So you
this
can
kind
see
of
there.
system here, which is a way to protect the car. Actually,
Shock
it's almost
absorbing.
like a spring, and that
Yeah,
front
so it's-
bumper can handle the full weight of the car coming down from a few meter high jump,
Well, I guess they got the similar sort of thing in the back too.
and a similar sort of thing at the back. And the wheelie bar is also extremely resilient, because on a skate park, you can imagine this wheelie bar is going to be quite a lot on the way when you tumble.
Yep.
And again, it's very, very well built. It's got a bit of flex,
Yep, it's clever how
and it
it's
definitely does a good job. So, good fun car.
I believe we also reshared a video from Traxxas showing the thing going off on
Definitely.
a sandbank.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Absolutely goes.
It's impressive.
Very good.